Sure it does. Take it off.
Hello and welcome to my channel today, Boo Snakes and More. Today we're going to be talking about Donald J. Dick Trump. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And for more videos like this, watch my other house channel, A&A Snakes and Stuff. My youngest son's channel, He Needs Toys and Games, or my oldest son's channel, Little Chris 10. Now let's dive into the video. A federal judge on Thursday ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the return of certain Venezuelan migrants who he found were unlawfully deported to a Salvadorian prison under the Alien Enemies Act last year and then released into other countries. U.S. District Judge James Boasberg said in a brief opinion that the number of Venezuelans who would likely want to be returned to the U.S. to continue challenging their detentions and removers is small, and acknowledged that they will be taken into immigration custody upon their arrival. Still, he gave lawyers for the Venezuelan men until February 27th to inform him of the number of plaintiffs who want to travel on their own to the U.S. port of entry, or wish to be flown from a third country to the U.S. for court proceedings. These men suffered brutal abuse and torture because the Trump administration treated due process as optional. Lee Garnett, a lawyer with the ACLU who is representing the migrants, told CBS News, the court rightly has grown frustrated with the administration's stalling tactics and has now taken the crucial first step to provide these men with a chance to present their cases. Boasberg's decision stems from a December ruling that the Trump administration had denied due process to a class of 137 Venezuelans who were deported to El Salvador last March under the Alien Enemies Act, a wartime law invoked by President Trump to similarly remove Venezuelans who were accused of being members of the gang Tren de Argula. In early stages of the case, the judge had determined that the removers were in defiance of an order that required the Department of Homeland Security to turn around planes bound for a Salvadorian prison with more than 200 Venezuelans on board. Against this backdrop, and mindful of the frequency of the government's violations of the deportees' due process rights that landed plaintiffs in this situation, the court refuses to let them languish in the solution less mine defendants propose. Boasberg wrote Thursday, the court with this ordered defendants to take several discrete actions that will begin the remedial process of at least some plaintiffs, as the Supreme Court has required in similar circumstances. It does so by treading lightly, as it must, in the area of foreign affairs. The judge cited a Supreme Court decision that required the Trump administration to fluctuate the release of Camille Ablagua Garcia from Salvadorian custody. A top immigration official had acknowledged that Ablagua Garcia was mistakenly deported back to his home country of El Salvador. Boasberg said that while he gave the government the opportunity to propose steps to facilitate hearings for the Venezuelan immigrants who were challenging their detentions and their alleged gang membership, the government's responses essentially told the court to pound sand, believing that other causes would be both more productive. Boasberg wrote that he is ordering the government to facilitate the return from third countries of those plaintiffs who so desire. He said other plaintiffs can pursue additional legal claims from overseas. Boasberg said his order does not apply to those who currently remain in Venezuela, citing ongoing tensions between the U.S. and Venezuelan government following the removal of former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro last month. Last July, El Salvador agreed to a prisoner swap in which over 250 Venezuelan men who were removed from the U.S. and sent to El Salvador's notorious Solcat prison will return to their home country. Boasberg wrote that it is up to the government to remedy the wrong that it perpetuated here and to provide a means for doing so where it otherwise the government could simply remove people from the United States without providing any process, and then, once they were in a foreign country, deny them any right to return for a hearing or opportunity to present their case from abroad. The judge said the federal government must pay for the air travel of those who wish to return to the U.S. He also required the Trump administration to return any passports and identification documents and make good faith efforts to obtain the documents that were transferred to El Salvador. It is worth emphasizing that this situation would never have arisen had the government simply afforded plaintiffs their constitutional rights before intentionally deporting them, Bloomberg wrote. In arguing for this remedy, Garlett, the ACLU lawyer representing the men in this case, said in an earlier hearing that his team had only gotten in touch with a few of the men who were removed. Boasberg said that the number of Venezuelan migrants who may wish to return to the U.S. as they pursue legal remedies would likely be very small, if not zero. Thank you for watching this video, and peace out to the next one.
What?